Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to finish up with our starting with our vegetable crops today, and these are
Stuff
all
that goes in containers.
they go in containers and they're dwarf. So for people like me, and there's many of us out there that have a small area to garden in, you can still grow your favorite vegetables. And mine are tomatoes, cucumbers, and
Peppers.
peppers. And the peppers will go in. I have like a 4x4 spot behind my garlic, and I've got peppers that we're not going to put in the ground today, but I'm just doing all my potted dwarf plants that you can plant on your deck or your patio and get lots of production. So let's get started. This is a bush cucumber, and what I like about this bush cucumber plant is they will get about 4 feet tall, so you'll need a little stake for it. You want a pot that at least has 5 gallons of soil, can hold at least 5 gallons of soil. And I'm going to put 2 in a pot. You can put 3. I'm going to put 2 in the pot. And let's get this going.
What is this?
This is a bush cucumber.
All right.
And dwarf. So you will get gorgeous cucumbers, different than the ones you put in the ground, because these will be trellised up. Let me get this out. And we'll have to tie them to their little stakes. There we go. We got 2 of those. And
Like a little snacker cucumber.
it's a little bit bigger than a snacker. I was looking for the snacker cucumbers.
All right.
And they didn't have them. But this, I think they say they get 6 to 8 inches long. And so at least at 6 inches, you can pick them. The one thing about these little cucumbers, all cucumbers like moisture. So you want to be checking your pot if you're not getting a lot of rain.
Well, it's nice it's here on the deck. You can do that daily.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep them watered. They will have a very good root system. Eventually, it'll take over your whole pot with roots. And I'm going to top dress this with compost. It likes good fertilization. Keep it moist. You want to water, if they're in a pot, water from the bottom. This is just a good potting soil. You can use any mix you like. The big thing with cucumbers, keep them moist. Now I'm going to top dress mine with compost. They like to be, to hold, this will not only give nutrients back into the soil, but it will also keep it moist. So I'm going to try and do this. Last year I had great success with those little snackers.
Boy, last year just
delicious.
Ari just loved
this. I've got a couple more left here, and I'm probably going to pot those up and send them home with my granddaughter when she comes next week.
There you go.
I know.
Good idea.
So top dress it. They have to have at least 6 hours of sun. They like heat and moisture. So we want to make certain that they are in a spot where they'll get lots of sun. And then I will be tying them with a little bit of string, garden twine, whatever you have, and keep them in an upright position. They will get tendrils like your regular cucumbers that grow on vines if you have the space, and they will eventually help keep themselves in a more...
That's probably a good idea, because that plant right there looks kind of fragile.
Yeah.
And if we had a hard rain like we did yesterday, it'd just beat that plant down, wouldn't it?
It would. So we're going to, as it grows, we'll tie it to the stake. And you also want to make certain, you want good aeration. So if you notice your plant getting really thick with leaves, you can go through and trim out some of the inside leaves so you can get good air, so they don't get into you'll get a powdery mildew if you're in an area like we are, which is humid and warm. But anyway, this will be a fantastic little addition to your patio garden, is these bush cucumbers or the snacker cucumbers that stay compact. So we're going to move on down. Let me water those in before we get going. And the next thing we're going to do are they're called Tumbler tomatoes, a really nice tomato for a planter.
Teresa's forcing me to hold this stuff.
Wait, who's forcing you?
You are.
I'm forcing him. He's on the ladder because in between, the cucumbers and the tomatoes, I was able to get this last little basket that goes on this wall above his beautiful art piece, ready to go up. And look at these gorgeous flowers. This is Super Bina. Where'd you pick this out? Bermuda Beach.
Super Tunia, Bermuda Beach.
Hold it up to the camera. Yeah, Reggie picked these out when we were out shopping together. And then we have the violet blue verbena.
This is called Empress Flare Violet Blue Verbena.
Okay, so these are his colors. And then we have this beautiful, is it called Blackheart?
Sweet potato vine.
Blackheart sweet potato vine.
Blackheart.
Yeah, I mean, this will
Solar
give
power.
Be gorgeous against this white. And then, of course, this is mine, and it's not in bloom right now. My Maverick. Yeah, the beautiful apple blossom, not begonia, geraniums. I tell you, they have done beautifully. So Reggie's going to just pop this up on the wall. Hopefully, I don't have to catch him. Oh, excuse my camera. I'm not as good with the camera. There we go.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
All right, it goes right up there above that beautiful piece of art. Oh, perfect. Let me stand back, see if it's where it needs to be, Reg. Again, my video. Sorry, people. Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking over the camera.
I know. And that potato vine will come down, and I love these potato vines because it makes this piece of art just come to life, and that black will show up on that newly painted white wall. He's so good to keep up with maintenance around the house.
Well, you have a list.
But the white is, you can't see all the pretty colors from here, but you know, I was questioning that Supertunia when you first looked at it, but I'm so glad you picked the
it's a real
color.
Pretty pink, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyhow, so I'm going to give this to Reg, and he's going to get me on camera getting these tomatoes in. So these are the Tumbler tomatoes, and they will cascade over the side of this pot. Gorgeous. And they like, again, like your cucumber, all the sun you can give them. Test every day. Stick that finger in the soil. They like to be moist as well. And so we're going to put 2 in the pot. This is just some basil that came out of one other pot.
What happened? It was in a cucumber plant.
It was in a cucumber plant. And then I'm going to put in some marigolds, not only because they're pretty, but they'll bring in the bees and the butterflies, good pollinators. And
help control some other
yeah, I don't know exactly what. Mosquitoes. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Kind of and they do a lot of other things, but we're going to put those right in the soil. And like I said, they will grow about a foot, and then they'll start cascading because they're tumblers. And you can see they've got blooms on them already.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
I've never grown the tumbler. You know, we're trying out the red robin along with the space station people. And yeah, marigolds, just, they're such, I love the old-fashioned. Growing up, my mom's garden, we always put in marigolds. I don't know how crowded this is going to get. I think these get like a foot by foot. We'll find out by the end of season. Of tomatoes, yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. But the marigolds are such a punch of color. Very, very pretty. And the basil is just a good companion for tomatoes too. And when you find one in your pot all ready to go, stick it in here. And the neighbors, I'll have plenty to give neighbors this year. Oh, let's see if that one will work.
So basil in the middle.
Basil in the middle.
Tumblers on the end.
Mm-hmm. Not peppers.
Tomatoes. Tumblers.
Tumblers, yeah. And
tumblers.
Then I'm going to top dress them with my compost too around the tomatoes. But they will thrive because this one spot here, again, our small garden, great container garden veggies. These are determinate, which means they will have one good flush, but they're going to grow. What was it, 50 days? I'll have to check that.
Yeah, you said something like that.
Yeah. But I do have one big tomato plant. It's called a hillbilly. That is indeterminate. It'll go down in the 4x4 for slicing, if everyone's interested in a slicer. And they'll be down there with my other banana peppers, Italian pepper, and the snacking pepper, the lunch pepper. So this is making me so happy to get these in the ground, ready to see those.
You were panicked this morning. Got up this morning, first thing, right out of the box. Gotta go.
Well, anyone who has all these, you're waiting for the weather to be great, and it's going to be great. And we're past our frost date. Well,
Hopefully.
hopefully. The 15th is our last frost date in May. And so then, and then they're in their pots and they don't do much of anything until you get them into soil. So to get these where they need to be makes me so happy. And it does you too. I know that. So anyhow, this was gardening on the West Fork this morning, getting my small vegetable container gardens all set up to do what I'm going to love best, which is to eat every little fruit off their vine. So find what you like. Don't worry about a small space and just get a container and plant all your vegetables. Thanks for watching. We'll see you the next time. Bye.